Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Team Fortress TV. We've got a great match to watch for you tonight. Is going to be ETF2L Week 6, Season 38, nerdRage versus the Bus Crew. My name is Tcmano, and I am joined by the lovely Dum,
Hi.
and Weef on production. But Dum, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Should be a fun one. However, I don't know how close this will be. It should be interesting either way to see how these teams are squaring up this late into the season, but we talked about it a little bit ahead of time as well. This is current last place, if you're not accounting for the dead team in Prem. Basku against current first place, nerdRage. Distant dreams for playoffs should be more or less over for the Basku. They've settled with that fact as far as I'm aware. nerdRage, I mean, expected to get all points here, but still need them, of course, to be at the top of the table by the end of this one. So there's still something on the line here. They're still tied with second place. Don't want to go out with anything less than 6, I would imagine.
Yeah, looking at it, nerdRage has a pretty dominant lead right now over the rest of the division. They are technically tied with Faint Gaming, as you said, but they've got that better win percentage, which would that tie. And then on the Bus Crew, they're at the bottom. But this match, even if they are almost out of the playoff runnings, they can still make a little bit of a name for themselves, make a little splash in the water here. As let's run down these rosters. Most people probably know who these players are, but just in case you're new to the scene, I will take over and show you who the Bus Crew are. So on the Bus Crew, you've got Martin on Medic, Jan on Demoman, you've got Warped and Poison as your soldiers, and then Slash and Hemp are going to be your scouts. And if you want to take over nerdRage, Dom.
Yeah, nerdRage, obviously a well-established roster as well, much like Tabasco has a mix of new and old. They are just players we've seen in the past few seasons at the top of the table as well. It's Season Medic, Nasboy, Demoman, Nabi, and Josh, Soldier Duo we've seen so much of, and Yazi and Moralexi. On the scouts, very powerful roster has been playing brilliant for the most part this season. Have a trend of always starting a little bit slow, but for good reason, because once they have you figured out, it's gonna be a tough one to come back from. That's kind of how they've been going around the season so far. Let's see if they can continue on with that into the end of the season here. Have one more game left next week after this one. That's against top 5, who are still in playoffs races, in the playoffs race as well. So it should be an interesting one for the rest of the season here for all these teams.
Yes, it should be an interesting one. First map night is gonna be Snake Water. Final one. We do expect, or most people would probably expect nerdRage to walk away with this one, Dumb. But out of the two maps we're gonna see tonight, which one do you think gives the best chance for the Bus Crew to maybe eke out a win?
I think it would be Snakewater out of the ones. I've seen a little bit of them ahead of time here. The Snakewater did look at its peak a lot better for them, I think. While Metalworks is a map that's probably even just by the mercy of being around less, but at the time when more of nerdRage played in ETF2L, might just be a lot more beneficial to them having practiced this map quite a lot more than the Basque might have had in preparation for the season here. That might make just enough of a difference to come, as well as, like I mentioned, the playstyle of nerdRage, usually starting very slow but heating up a lot during the match. Might just mean that this match will start a little bit slow in Snakewater, but by the time we reach Metalworks, it might just be over before it starts.
All right, interesting. So you're saying that the best chance for the Bus Crew to win this is to try and get out a win early while nerdRage is kind of a bit sluggish, and then try and keep their victory from there?
Yes, very much so. We've seen similar things against or Electro for the nerdRage as well, where it looked for the longest time that nerdRage will go into Golden Cap, but just about came ahead at the end here. Let's see how it goes this one here in the Week 6 official. nerdRage in the blue, Basku in the red, starting off with CP Snakewater for map number 1.
Yes, gonna be watching the demos as they walk on here. Just gonna be trading some spam across the point. A bomb from Poison going on to the Devilman. That is gonna be trying to get on the Yon. And then he goes in super deep. It looks like they're all trying to get Gazzy in the Saw area while Seeds is running away scot-free. All 3 players on the side of the Bus Crew right there going in deep for that scout. Not quite sure, but Martin on the Bus Crew goes down, unfortunately, and Seeds is alive with that 100% Uber, running away with more Lexi, safe into the safety of the spawn.
Yeah, Martin being down here is the very unfortunate downside of the mid win for the Basque crew. They took this one really aggressive though. Like you said, the bombs came in early. Maybe just what they need here, just taking initiative as much as they can early on before nerdRage can really counteract it too much. But as I said, with the medic down here, that will be a lot harder to do now. Seeds living makes a huge difference that even if they don't win the mid-fight, they have a chance to come back into it very quick. So they're going to take their chances as much as they can already here, leading this one through. Saw all the way in. Moralexi takes charge of the situation. No bombs just yet. Warp takes matters into his own hands, comes with the bomb towards Seeds. High surf though, way away from that rocket.
A really great surf there from Seeds, going sky high, holding on to that Uber. And that is DuMmTm capping up this point. Not having to use their Uber, so they can still go into second. The bus crew do not have an Uber themselves just quite yet. They are building furiously in this lobby area, while Poison is trying to spam out as the rest of nerdRage pushing through Saw, going through this cheese area, and they're going to be capping up this point. And now the bus crew went from mid to last, and that is not where you want to be.
At least they still have Uber in their hands here. Gonna make it a lot harder for nerdRage to get immediately results onto last here. The bombs come through anyway, they're trying. Martin's sword is just about safe. The gun helps with the cleanup here onto at least one of them. Yao's still stuck in that sky, will eventually go down, but they're actually busy elsewhere as well. Gazzy finds the kill while Poison tries to make stuff happen. In the meantime of all that, that's another kill here to boot, 2 down total. Probably not gonna amount to a ton just yet for nerdRage, but they're taking their chances here. What if someone overextends Shutter there? Peeking forward, no gun to stop them on the left side anyway, so they're just taking their freedom here on the left. Gazzy all the way in deep with some spam by Nasboy as well. Testing the waters here on last a little bit. Not amounting to too much just yet, and with a sniper on top of that now on the side of Basku, taking these peaks from the future should be a lot more difficult.
Yes, it should, as that sniper is perched up by that truck area. Once again, Josh, I just have to go back to that. Josh was suspended in the sky there. The man did not touch the ground. But as we look in for probably a sack from the side of nerdRage, as we just watched the bus of Defense Fortress 2, Josh going in for a bomb. Once I think that the sentry shoots him out of his side, Nubby is going to go down as well. So that is down on the side of nerdRage. They are going to be playing a bit more passively here as Warp in that lower area, trying to get some spam off, maybe looking for an opening. But he's going to be taken down super low, so he's just going to go back to that dispenser, doing a lot of work already for their team. So good job by Slash to build that for them.
Alright, this is a dangerous position though, all things considered, because nerdRage is just going to continue to throw things at them here, and even if it somehow goes more wrong than it has so far, at Snakewater second, it's so difficult to get a good push out here. And nerdRage is going to be ready to counteract them on the attempt to go out of this last point as well. So Basku needs to be incredibly careful if they're ever finding a chance to leave here, if they do in fact at all in this position here, because nerdRage can't just find the opening they need to push through entirely here. Certainly are pressuring a lot. Bombs by the soldiers do enough damage to at least trade Warped for Nasboy. Not the exchange nerdRage would like to see here. But as you can see, they're just playing close as much as they can, try to keep the pressure up as much as they can. Poison takes the bait as well through Shutter. That's another kill. Going the way of Basku, both soldiers down, is quite helpful to just peek doorways a little bit easier here, even with the sniper in the back. We just get some spam on the gun. Josh takes a headshot, doesn't die for it just yet. They want this gun to go down. The headshots are ringing out. None of them lethal just yet though. And Slash only has so much ammo to go around, even with the dispenser in the back. Has to leave this gun at some point unattended. And it might just be when it's going down, and it has to go quick from there for nerdRage.
Yeah, they are really trying to pressure this shutter area, just trying to get all the spam they can, trying to take down the gun, which is in the Banny spot. I don't know if it's really called that, but that's the first person I saw doing it, so I attribute it to him. Trapping up that shutter door heavily is going to be Nasboy, as it looks like the bomb coming in. Both soldiers flying in sky high. Oh my god! The drop on the Martin! I was too busy watching the Sky High soldiers to see that, but while I was looking, all the soldiers were shooting at Martin. They get the drop. That is not Bus Crew. That should call out the push from nerdRage as soon as they get their soldiers up, as it looks like a going to be Slash building up that sentry, just preparing for the inevitable nerdRage push, as it looks like they are posturing up by this log area. Gonna be taking it, looks like they want to try and take this through low, or maybe scared of a sniper that would be peeking through left lobby, as it looks like they are going to come up here through this right area, going to be using in on their scout and demo. It's going to be them trying to take them sentry first. They do that. Going to be baiting the cap point right now. A lot of cap time right now, so now they just have to play Slash going down, so there's one pick on the side of nerdRage. And they looks like they are just going to be trying to back up, play this pretty quickly. So much damage on the Devilman. He's trying to run away as everyone is getting on the point now, and that is going to be a cap up for nerdRage. Really great Uber push by them there, Dom.
Well, you and Basku both were looking in the sky for the soldier bombs, and it was just Nasboy spamming through Shutter, finding the medic standing there, looking in the sky just the same. And really solid push here, like you said, just played cap early, forced everyone to contest aggressively right away and just abused that perfectly here while falling back to get the damage going themselves, get the kills going on the side of nerdRage here. 6 minutes round to start off with, not a fast one necessarily, but let's see how this develops from here now. nerdRage in the lead certainly shifts the dynamics increasingly in their favor now.
Yes, as a huge pump from Josh, going to be starting off this mid, getting on the Martin with Gazzy following up on the damage. So that is going to be a really great play from them. Looks like they're trying to get onto Seeds. Seeds is juking and dodging. He's so low. He does finally go down. A really great cleanup on the side of Hemp to get that. Hemp getting another one on the Mora Lexi. And now it is Slash fighting Gazzy. But oh, he gets the kill. Oh, it's a 2v1 now. Can Hemp it out for his team? Oh, Nubby with a nice direct going to be cleaning him up. But, you know, that is a good job still from the bus crew to recognize their medic was down and to just bot for the enemy team's medic and to get the kill. So they are not in as bad of a position as they were last mid, even though they won that mid. As it looks like Warp going in super deep. Oh, no, that is Nubby going super deep. Sorry, Warp getting the cleanup frag onto him. So Nubby going in for a little salvage play. But still, the bus crew in not the worst position yet.
Yeah, however, it's already starting to look like nerdRage is warming up here. Much more aggressive mid fight overall here. Right away out of them on mid fight number 2. Taking the midpoint with this as well. Martin with Uber still in hand is obviously a thorn in the side, so this will stagnate now on mid to second instead of towards last. Gives bus crew a little bit more room for error potentially, but arguably also opens up a few more opportunities here, and in fact, nerdRage taking them right away, does an exchange attempt at least. The Martin's not close at all though. They're having to chase all the systems deep to find medic here, try to get a soda behind as well, but Josh gets spotted early, won't go anywhere but back to spawn. That's not quite the exchange they have been looking for, but they at least made sure that this force comes out of Martin at the end.
Yes, they did. So good job from them, but still, it looks like the bus crew are going to try and peek because they know they do have a player advantage that is walking through one rocket onto the demo. Natboy is going to go up. It's like everyone's trying to put his lower area. Slash is still kind of caught in the middle here. He's going to be run down by more Lexi in this lower yard area. Looks like Slash, he does finally die to Natboy. Hemp going to be picking down Nubby though. So it is only 2 up on the side of bus crew, but luckily for them, their medic did not die, so they should be even for this last hold here.
nerdRage still take their chance here, at least an opening while players are spawning, maybe get in onto medic here at some capacity. Josh taking the lead, more Lexi and Assboy both following through as well. They have to, but they want to just go for it, see what they can do here. Not enough, it seems, right away anyway. One down already, more Lexi a little bit caught as well, tries to weasel his way out, can't get out, neither can Seeds. A little bit optimistic there, maybe hope they had a bit more advantage than they did. Just trying to hope to get in on the medic while they can, but no one can get in at all actually. Gazzy similarly denied, and Busco can make up to a mistake into mid very quickly. As long as they remain careful, traps around the soda in the sky. Have paid attention to all of these here to make sure the Met will live. There comes the bomb. One rocket's not enough for that, or for Nubby in the sky. Everyone's spawning though, maybe they can fight back a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they are trying to do that as flies in high onto this balcony area. Going to be trying to do some distraction. As it looks like Gazzy is on the Martin. He does get the kill. And that is going to turn the tides. Of Seed is going to try and run away, just trying to keep himself alive. As it looks like everyone else, though, is falling on the side of nerdRage. More Lexi really needs to stay alive here. Medic up. As it looks like now Martin is safe with the rest of his respawners. And that was a really great job on the side of Gazzy to get that pick up on the Martin. So now nerdRage sitting at about 100% Uber ad, as it looks like they are going to take this second point a lot more convincingly than they have previously done.
Yeah, one bomb by Poison comes through, tries to get in before everyone is perched up around the corner here, but needs a lot of damage instead, not quite hitting the timing that they needed to get the bomb through. So Seeds alive and safe onto second into lobby and possibly very quickly into last. He's well already peeking through the big door on left. The open opportunity, go bomb in deep, no kills just yet, get the entry spawned off. Can't play point just yet. Second cap's taking its time here, but they're getting all the position they want as well. There comes the bombs over the point by both soldiers, left and right, together. So much damage.
Yeah, so much damage, and that is going to be the cap up for nerdRage. Really great job from them right there, especially the soldiers, as you said, just doing so much damage bombing across the point there. But that is going to be 2-0 for Nerd versus the bus crew on this first map, Snakewater. About 20 minutes left in the half, so it is still doable for the bus crew to pull it out. Maybe we'll see another super aggressive mid from them, because that seemed to work the first time they tried it. As it looks like nerdRage going to be coming up through this catwalk area, all of them. Going to be trying to get that high ground control maybe a bit earlier. Both teams bit slower of a mid, as it looks like Warp just going to be bombing up onto the high ground. Poison pushing pretty aggressively across point. He is going to get punished for it, as he does get picked up by more Alexi. So now the bus crew is one man down as the bomb comes in from Nubby. Super in the back lines. He is going to get onto Jan. Actually, Jan's just meleeing him. Does he get the kill? He does get the kill. Oh my god. Jan still dies there, but he got the bottle kill. So at the end of the day, Dom.
Seeds really is so lucky. Slash was popping down through a window as Seeds was alone for like a solid few seconds there, but looked the wrong way, wanted to go back to mid, gets there as well, arguably, but not for long. Gazi cuts down the attempt to block the midpoint very quickly. That's gonna be the fight going to nerdRage, and I mean, you wanted to see some aggression, but it's not as well timed as it needs to be for Basco, and nerdRage is just eating them alive out on the midpoint, just waiting for them to put the aggression forward, and are completely ready for it. After all said and done on the mid fight here, big advantage into last. Button spawned again, has 40%, but that's not nearly enough to combat the 100 of Seeds' Medigun, so nerdRage pretty much good to go into last. He already just pushing up, gets some buffs, gets the flash, going to deal with this gun quickly past the pyro.
Yes, it looks like they take down this gun. Actually taking a bit of time, more than you'd probably expect. Nubby and Josh traded out, as it looks like Warp trying to do everything he can to defend the point, taking down more Alexi, and it is now just Seeds and Gazi with the demo man running away through this cheese area, out through Saw. That was a successful hold on the side of the bus crew. They now have 100% Uber. I don't know why they dropped out a window there. It looks like they are going to try and recontest this just a little bit. The bomb coming in from Nubby sky high once again onto this balcony area. Going to be trying to pressure onto the point, as it looks like Poison going to be doing a bomb of his own. No one dies there, which is very impressive actually, as I say that. Poison and Josh are traded out, as it looks like Jan going to be taking down Nubby, so that should be an opening on the side of the bus crew, but it looks like there's a sneaky Gazi in behind. They do know about it, however, so that is going to be Slash, going to be trying to deal with that scout, as the rest of the bus crew going to be pushing out onto this midpoint, just going to be spamming down more Alexi as they try and play for the spawners on the side of nerdRage, just trying to hold this point as long as they can. Gazi going to be taking down Warp, so that is going to be good enough for them to try and get in here, but Uber is forced on the side of the bus crew. Looks like they do pick up more Alexi, so is disconnected from anyone right here to use this Uber. He does finally manage to Soldier, trying to get onto him. Gonna be taking down Martin, so really great solo Uber so far on the side of Josh. Gonna be taking down one more. He is on a 3K. Really great job to defend his medic so far from these pestering scouts. Gonna be getting down one more on the side of Hempus, as it looks like Slash is the lone one alive, and he does fall to Gazi. Oh, Seeds goes down! The Warp! I completely missed that! Well, Josh was on a 4K of his life. Seeds was killed, and you know, that is the saving grace for the bus crew right there, Dom.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate too, because that was, like, despite all of it, really, really strong Uber by Josh there to just completely defend the medic on his own for this long. Spawns just ruined it, unfortunately. Fight on two fronts. Some in the back, some up front. Couldn't fight them all off in the end. But I don't even know if that was a deliberate decision or not by Seeds. Either he got disconnected from the scout that did drop Scout Morex, I think it was, or it was deliberate to just have a longer Uber, which would have almost paid off at the end if it was a choice to make. Hard to say. Sometimes with these decisions here, make the most of it if it was a mistake anyway. And get this far, regardless of that, Basco had their moment here for a short time. Got off the last quickly, like he said, but back to it right away as well. Makes life harder. They gotta get out of here. They know they do. They know they have an Uber, but their opponents don't, so they're popping food right early. Do drop Poison. Do drop Warp as well. He does at least claim a kill with that too, but with Seeds getting out of here, both scouts chasing but not getting there in time, this is gonna become tough now. Josh comes in as well with the rest of the team towards Grass here, trying to fight back. Hempus, however, is just deep behind. Gets with the saw blade there. The kill to Nasboy, and that's gonna be a lot more difficult now to fight back, and in fact, they're not trying to fight this anymore.
Yes, they are trying to get out, but it looks like Jan is caught, unfortunately, just getting kind of pogoed up there in that wall area as the rest of nerdRage flood through by truck. That is going to be Poison trying to do anything, but the Uber comes out. He does manage to ban, so that can be trying to stop this point as he did jump onto it, but all the Ubers are Ubered there, so he can't really do anything. Just trying to get onto this point is everyone in the entire server, but unfortunately for the bus crew, nerdRage had more people alive, and they get the cap up there. So it's going to be 3-0 for nerdRage right now, and it's looking pretty dominant so far, Dom.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily nothing we expected out of the nerdRage squad here, but certainly always good to see that they can, in fact, deliver the performances they probably also have expectations on themselves here for. Bus crew on the last legs right now, 3-0. We're getting slowly but surely to the score limit of ETF2L's rule set here at 5 difference. if they can't find an answer quickly. They're going in quick, however, the bombs come through. Warp gets one already, Poison all the way in deep as well, with the second bomb coming through. Seeds is out of here, Claymore Lexi as well, they just have to defend themselves in the back, with shotgun already. There's only 2 people left.
Seeds! He arrowed the man like 3 times! Seeds is safe! Warped, please, get him! No, Warped! Oh my god! Okay, Warped just picked down, I believe, more Lexi through this Laura area, and it was just Warped in Seeds on their own in the 1v1, and Seeds must have arrowed the man at least 4 times to save himself. That was amazing arrow play from Seeds to stay alive there, but that is not going to stop the bus crew, as they know they still have a little bit of Uber because Seeds was not building during that whole entire period as they are trying to get onto this point, but the back cap is coming out. I don't think it should come into play, or maybe it does. They're doing everything to defend this point, and the back cap on the second as everyone on the bus crew falls. It is just Warped alive behind this truck area, and he falls, ass boy. So really great play from nerdRage right there. Amazing play from Seeds to stay alive there, and some beef on the side of Warped, but you hate to see it.
That was just a lot of heartbreak for such few seconds of gameplay here from mid onto this point here at the end. An all or nothing backup play as well. If it only was a little bit easier here, that might have been good enough in the end. However, nerdRage is good as they are not quite letting that happen as easily here, building away already on the Uber ad they do have, and it's about to be 100 as well, so they're probably just waiting for that to go in onto second. Probably not want to pop through necessarily, even if people have different ideas about that. Warped up on the pipe. Quickly shot down from there, does live at least, but that's all they really had perched up in any good position to force anything here. A trap maybe as well, catches Josh by surprise. He only claims the kill there, but that's 1 down each, not going to change much about the situation on second. All of them going back to last. They had plenty of time at least to build away here both on Uber and at least some man off a gun here to help them out a bit. We'll wait some time with this Uber that does come in pretty quickly. nerdRage testing the luck here on the barely any advantage they did have here, but even with Nabi's jump onto the spawn door, they won't catch anyone at all here. And Basku now stuck in a difficult decision. How desperate are they to get out of last year? Technically, they have to be R3 down, have enough time to make it happen for the comeback, but not many better opportunities come, and this one's not that great, all things considered, if they get forced early.
Yes, it looks like they are trying to push through here. Just kind of being denied right now. Slash going to be taking down Josh on that cheese area. So much damage on the Nubby on the lower. But oh my god, just the explosion of nerdRage players. The spoon attempt to come out. That is going to mean more Martin uses right there. And the back half going to be from Gazzy, and he gets it! Oh my god, Jan was sticky jumping or pogoing his way over there, but he did not get there in time with the Uber to block the point. Didn't even need to kill him, he just needed to block the point. However, they were in dire straits already, so they probably would have kept it up regardless, and that is going to be 4-0 for nerdRage.
Yeah, that's a funny statistic for you right there. 87% of all rounds on Snake Water are won on second, in fact, not on last. This being an example of that. You just have to take a chance in the game. And Nubby's taking them a lot more than Jon can anymore on this mid-fight here. Gets green through right away, no mercy at all by the side of nerdRage. They won't end this game. They are 1 round away. And with this now, 1 point on the map closer as well.
Yes, Nubby bombing into that balcony area, just being a little bit of a distraction in the back lines. He is going to manage to get out somehow as more Lexi trades with Poison right now. And that is going to be everyone on the nerdRage actually falling. I don't know how Seeds died, but he did die. So they need to keep Martin alive right here as Gazzy is running across his log area with his soldier buddy. Martin's going down super low in this lower area. Can Newbie connect the rocket? And he does connect it. Slash going to be picking up Gazzy, but Newbie is going to be safe and sound away. More Lexi with Newbie going to be getting that pick up on the Slash. So what was looking like an okay position for the bus crew unfortunately turns around into a great position for nerdRage. As one honest, but their push-outs from last have left a lot to be desired, Dom.
Yeah, and at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends with another unfortunate push-out here. They have no choice, really. They're 4 rounds down. If they don't do anything now, they'll never have a chance to do it ever again this map. That being said, though, it's nerdRage's time to play with the Uber situation at hand here, I would assume. Josh may be a little bit too keen on that one, and the rest of the team almost just dies on entry here to a sticky trap. Jon wants to kill very badly, maybe a bit too much, because everyone else is perched up once again now. Get naturally sniped with the Silver. Warp takes himself out with that bomb in the end as well here, but nerdRage is going to take the chance to get the slow opportunity towards point. Mean Spoon once again for Nabi on the flank, while the combo's really fighting near the point. Nabi comes in, helps clean up the kills onto the cap. 7k on the man for this short round. And there you go. nerdRage will win 5-0 in only 21 minutes.
That is a very dominating and convincing performance from nerdRage right there, showing why they are at the top of the pack for this ETL Premiership division. As a just really great stuff, from all of them. Newbie getting the spoon kills, Seed staying alive when he probably, almost certainly, definitely should have died. And just everyone playing well right there. Gotta give a little bit of props to the crew. Their last holds were pretty good, all things considered. They held last at Uber just had, couple times, but their push outs were, I think, really the thing that kind of put the nail in the coffin for them, Dom.
Yeah, that's just how it goes a lot of the time on this map, unfortunately. It's been not quite the season for the Basque this season here. They had their fair share of troubles, both in general gameplay with each other, as well as a few rust issues here and there, a few more merc situations needed than they probably would have liked throughout the season here. Not the optimistic way, slowly but surely, to go out of the season. Granted, one more match left against Global Clan next week. Maybe not the way to start the last few games here off with, maybe, for the Basque crew, but certainly even at the beginning of the season, not necessarily one they expected to win, I would imagine. nerdRage, on the other hand, it was a working victory, right? Sure, they had to start working quite a bit for it after a few minutes here on the stalemates, actually get a bit creative, of course. Wasn't quite walk off through the park immediately, but they certainly made it work quite nicely by the later stages of this one, and just looked, like you said, really, really commanding on the side of nerdRage. Well-deserved win, by all means, to the side of nerdRage here, and we have some numbers for you to look at as well.
Do have some numbers. So your top damager is going to be Nasboy, pumping out that 289, followed up by the soldiers on nerdRage, and Nubby and Josh getting about 260 each. Poison is going to be leading the team on the bus crew side. Funnily enough, only going 3 and 17, but he gets that damage, so that's something at least. Your top fragger is going to be Slash, actually, putting in at 23 and 13. So, he's getting those cleanup kills. He's doing his job. But once again, just very dominating, convincing stuff on the side of nerdRage. But, it's a new map. It's a new map, Dumb. It is going to be Metalworks. And while, I'm a burger, I have too much experience with this map. From what I understand, it is a bit newer into the ETF2L scene. So, what's the general consensus on this map? And do you think maybe it being a bit newer would play into the favor of Bus Crew?
It's been on and off for a couple of years now. It's not been here every season since the first time it's come back after season 17, but it's been here now a little bit. And I think that honestly favors more nerdRage than the side of Bus Crew, I want to say. They've been more or less having a stable roster for a little while now, even through different names and iterations here. Bus Crew sure had the core for quite a while, but not as active in the same period where nerdRage was recently. So that might hurt them here on specifically Metalworks, I would like to say, especially now that nerdRage is surely warmed up here. It's important to mention as well that nerdRage did not have a warm-up scrim where the Bus Crew did. So they just take their time here throughout the match to get ready as they go along. Clearly didn't get punished. In fact, worked pretty nicely for them here with a bit of a stalemate start, but took it away fairly nicely by the end of it. And I think they're ready now. Just looking back at the last round here, they just had the fun there at the end. Didn't bother playing too much with their food either, other than a funny few meme spoons maybe on the side of Nabi. Just got it over with quickly. Wanted to win the match here and move on as quickly as they can, and just continue to reign up top the tables here for a little bit longer here, widen the gap, I suppose, with Feint Gaming as well, just to confidently stay up top at first place as long and as much as they can here for the rest of this. So I think there's not much hope left for Bus Crew. They might be silently aware of that as well. You never want to be, of course. They're competitors. They will try their hardest here, I would imagine, for sure, but slowly but surely, I think they're resigning themselves to the fact that nerdRage is just today's better team.
Yeah, that is a bit unfortunate when the other team is just better. But, hopefully we will, as you said, see the Bus Crew give it their all regardless of that fact. That is what you like to see from a good team, is that, even when they know they're beat, they still try, and try again. As we are just waiting on the teams to ready up here. This is, once again, if ETF2L. I always say that wrong, dumb, but it's yeah, ETF2L Season 38, Week 6 Nerd Rage versus the Bus Crew here on Metalworks. This is the second map. First map was Snakewater, which Nerd Rage won in a convincing 5-0 fashion. As Metalworks, do you think we're gonna see any cheeky sniper? We saw some sniper on last, and maybe Metalworks not the most well-known sniper map, but you can get some cheeky angles here. Do you think we're might see any desperation off classes on the side of the Bus Crew as their backs are kind of up against the wall here?
It would surprise me, to be honest. Sure, we've seen them snipe a little bit, but overall, I don't think they want to adjust their gameplay style too much for that. If I remember back to Product Week as well, that's not something they've really done on a map where Sniper is certainly very powerful. I don't think a map that is arguably okay for it, but not insane. The likes of Product and some other maps as well. I don't think they're going to do this for this map necessarily here. They just want to try to play their game as best they can here and see how far it gets them against nerdRage. And if that's not good enough, then that's just how it is. Someone has to be last, unfortunately, in the competition. And while no one wants to be, someone has to take that burden. Someone has to take the losses for someone else to stay up top. Maybe not undefeated, but certainly as the winning team. And honestly, I mean, hey, sure, it's always fun to poke fun at the losing teams. But after all, someone will have to take that burden, and props to Basku for sticking it out to the end.
Yeah, they are, like you said, props for them to sticking around. Technically, as you said earlier in the stream, they are not last as there is a dead team. So, at least they stayed alive and they stuck it out through all the hardships. So that is what you like to see as we're just waiting on one last player from nerdRage. I believe it is one of
Nubby.
yeah, Nubby. Maybe
Ooh.
he's just getting that spoon ready, like polishing it up, wiping off all the dirt, getting it ready for some action market gardens. As you can do some high bombs here on this Metalworks mid. Famously the Mela bomb, just high bomb off of that wall area onto the enemy medic. But hopefully we should see some. I'm just looking forward to see what the soldiers do as Metalworks. Maybe more of a soldier map than some of the other maps in the map pool. So maybe we'll see some insane soldier bombs or some great soldier play from both of these teams here.
Yeah, I mean, all of them offer combined really good soldiers, all are really good jumpers as well. Maybe some more known for their jumping capabilities than others, especially War being, resident jumper main here, as well as Navi being, resident trick jump meme spoon artist. But even the other two, Poison and Josh as well, certainly very, very, very good on the specific roles here for the team, so I wouldn't expect anything less from them here. And it's going to be interesting. It's a map that still has quite a bit to explore, I think, for Europe. Like I said, it's been on and off, and I mean, sure, teams played it a decent bit these days, but it's still one where, just compared to the likes of Process, right? It's just been around so much longer in comparison. Granted, true in NA as well, for example, but still, I mean, the difference here in comparison for you is huge by that margin, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can put on the board here. And if not anything else, maybe nerdRage can just put a show on for us.
Yes, the few things I do know about Metalworks is that it can be very stalematy. So I think honestly that might be the Bus Crew's key to victory here. As maybe boring or unappealing as it may be to watch, I think that is their way to win is to just try and stalemate it out, make it come to a grind, a halt, and just maybe get that early round and just play 7 style. As much as people maybe don't want to see it, I think that might be their best chance here is to take it super slow, use the kind of stalemate chokiness of Metalworks in their favor, and just bully the rest of nerdRage down to a pulp. As we are going to be going live here soon. This is nerdRage versus the Bus Crew Map 2 here on Metalworks. Going to be watching the demos roll out. Going to be watching Nasboy actually to see how quickly he can do this rollout here. Metalworks Probably the only thing I majorly dislike about it is the rollouts. Not very interesting to watch. That doesn't stop them from doing it anyways, as we see both teams arrive here on mid now. Gonna be an early bomb from Nubby right here. Gonna be getting super deep, but he does go down. Looks like the soldiers are on the side of Bus Crew going in super deep. Gonna. Oh my god, I'm stuttering on my words. Gonna get on the siege right here. It is just the demo alive, and now just Gazzy under this midpoint right here, trying to do everything he gets. He does get on the Martin! So that is going to be a medic trade. Really great job from them to equalize everything. But I really like that early aggression on the side of Bus Crew to take down Siege right there.
Yeah, you want the jumps, they are delivering immediately on Siege there. Really unfortunate late there from Martin. Both Poison and Warp had a crucial communication mistake there, where both of them went chasing for the scout instead. One chase and one stays with the medic, while Martin runs for the health pack on the other side of mid. Both of them going for him, just lets the scout walk past him very quick, gets the kill. Lose Nubby here very quickly as well, try to take House quickly in an attempt to maybe take back position on mid fast as well. Doesn't end too well on the side of nerdRage. Shouldn't slow them down too much. They do have advantage, but they don't have even just yet. So probably they can afford to wait for Nubby for just a second here. Well, granted, as I say, the whole combo does that, but Gazzy tries to hide near Ali, and that is an opportunity for Bus to take the aggression forward here, but nerdRage meets him halfway, and that's something they did not expect to happen here. Ali was empty for so long. And look at that, Siege snaps the Medigan off the ground here and immediately has 30% again.
But it is both soldiers on the back lines going to be trying to get up this back cap, I think, or at least draw attention behind. That is going to be Warp going in super deep, trying to get on the Seeds. He gets one rocket, but that is not going to be enough. So good job from the soldiers to be a little bit of a nuisance in the back lines. Nubby is going to be going into his alley area, just going to be providing some spam to pad out his logs. But that is going to be nerdRage capping up this point, as it looks like Seeds at about 100% Uber ad over Martin right now. So it looks like they're going to be trying to use through this house area. Looks like, however, Poison is hiding here, maybe for the kill onto an unsuspecting Nubby, but he does go down. Martin goes down to a really great job from Nashboy. I completely missed that, but that is not what you want to see from the Bus Crews. It looks like they are going to try and get in here to try and get on the Seeds. That is going to be rolled to the scouts going into this alley area, but they're just going to be cleaned up one by one. It is now just Poison alive, going to be trying to back out through this lobby area, getting through Shutter, getting spammed down. Oh my god, who's that soldier chasing him? That is going to be Nubby, and Poison goes back to the healing safety of his medic. But that, it doesn't matter, as nerdRage is flying in here, getting Yon going to be taking down Nubby. Josh going to be taking down Poison right now, and they're just trying to get onto this point. There is so little people left alive for the Bus Crew right now. They're just taking them down one by one. As more Lexi takes down Martin, and that is going to be it. First round for nerdRage, Dum.
Yeah, really well played team DM here off each other, both on second after the bomb as well as afterwards, to just make sure nothing much happens to the medic here as they get into last. Pretty sure Navi ran out of ammo in the middle of that one too at some point, but it didn't even matter. They had so much control of all the area on last. Just wrapped this fight up quite nicely and quick once again. Much faster first round actually than we had on Snakewater. That's dangerous now. nerdRage in the lead is exactly where they want to be as we continue through the game. They're warming up, and I don't know if Busk is ready for that.
Yes, I don't know. Hopefully they will as we come in onto the second mid. A huge bomb from Warp right now, trying to get onto Nashboy. Nashboy goes down fairly low, but he's got a pack to take him up right back into the fight as two go down on the side of Bus Crew. Three going down right now. It is just the rest of them in this little baby door area trying to leave through lower, but Gazzy gonna be getting on the Martin while Jan has to fight a scout with a bottle. They both lose those fights as is now just Warped alive as the respawner, and that was a wipe on the side of the Bus Crew. Really great job from nerdRage there.
Yeah, once again, just a direct improvement on the first mid, not letting any funny business happen over the point too much, deal with anyone aggressive in the Bus Crew much better than before, and that's just so many kills so early on the side of nerdRage that the rest of this is just easy cleanup for them to take. Quick about that one too, to get the mat kill here. Martin down. Doesn't have any Uber to speak of right now. Second cap don't really happen just yet. Just wait for Gazzy on the respawn here to get that work done. But they're already in with the Uber into last. Get the gun down, chase Warp to stay behind as much as they can. The Uber didn't do a ton of damage, so that's the problem. So now the heavy spawns as well. Josh on right still tries to get in at least onto Leon, get the kill here in the end as well. It's don't need, is that good enough for them to take forward? With Josh going down, it might just not be, as they're falling back into the second point.
Yes, as it looks like Poison is going to be going to a play on the Seeds. He does do some damage, but Seeds jumping onto those boxes there. kind of getting away from the splash damage, meaning that Poison cannot just shoot the floor, which is every soldier's nightmare. So really great movement from Seeds there. It might have been a bit of luck, but still, that is going to mean they does have about even Ubers right now. Martin going to get a little bit quicker, as it looks like they want to try and get into this lobby area. Going to be taking the trade out. Seeds does use this Uber, getting it just in time, so this is going to be a trade in this lobby area. Gazzy going to be taking down Poison, as it looks like everyone on the bus crew is just falling right here, as it is now just the Soldier and Scout alive, trying to do everything they can. Warp going down. It is now just a Slash, and he goes down, and that means there's no one dumb, and they cap up the point. So I like the aggressive Uber that they just were not expecting Seeds to get as quickly as he did right there.
Yeah, it's understandable the way Basku's playing right now as well. Sure, it's technically not like an unsurmountable lead, but it sure already does feel like it after last map, I would imagine. So they just have to take their chances here if they want to stay in this. They need to be the team commanding how the game goes with this, and that's unfortunately not quite enough, despite their best efforts to get that started just yet. 2-0 lead for nerdRage as we go to yet another mid-fight here, and this time it's Josh actually all the way forward, tries to get a high bomb going as well. Reverse Baylor bomb here, just lands on the medic from their own wall. So much damage, not to kill on the march just yet, but where's the medic going to go? Over the out, that means no one has any heals on mid-fight anymore.
Yes, no one does, as while Martin might have stayed alive, both of his soldiers are dead, as Josh is here on the second point, going to be trying to cause some chaos, and he does. He managed to pick out a scout on the Slash. That is going to be Nubby bombing in super deep, getting onto the demo. It is now just Martin and his amp buddy alive, going back to last. They do have spawners, so they should be able to hold this last. As I say that, nerdRage do not want to give them any time to set up any defense, as they are just walking in here, going to be using their Uber straight away. The Uber is used out from the bus crew, as it looks like nerdRage just going to be happy to maybe take the Ubers out of the equation, go for a dry fight, as it looks like they are still trying to stay in here. No, it looks like they are now finally backing up into this lobby area, and this might be the first real stalemate we've seen, actually, with Slash going down. No, Gazzy goes down as well, so yeah, this might be a stalemate here, Dom. Maybe the first one of the second map.
Who knows for how long though. Gazzy already tried to be the one sneaking in on the mad kill there. Just got unfortunate to get spotted early. Even with the kill, unfortunately, that means Martin stays alive. nerdRage can't have another chance quickly, but that doesn't stop them from throwing in more players anyway. Get Josh and Navi forward, point towards some players to get some good damage going if they can, but in the meantime, there's just soldiers warding in on them. Poison just goes lobby while they're all busy trying to get in. No one's stopping anyone from going in on them, and that's the kill onto Seeds. There's some more cleanup off of that, and suddenly just 2 men left standing.
Oh, Gazzy in the back lines under the bridge. Luckily, Slash sees him, and he wins that 1v1 very convincingly. Great job from Slash there. I mean, he did have backup if he needed it, but he did not need it. So really great job from him. It looks like they are going to try and push out through the shutter area. That is going to be Nasboy just sticking it up Nubby here to try and deny them. So they are going to be going through this map room. They do use, this is a really terrible Uber on the side of a bus crew. Now finally going through the shutter area. It's just Josh in as the soldiers bomb onto Martin. They do get the kill, so that is going to be him going down, as they are just stuffed in the shutter area right now. Nubby looks like Ham is going to be taken down, and what was maybe a good opportunity for the bus crew just turns into a great opportunity for nerdRage to push into this last point here.
Yeah, that is just a complete turnaround. That is much too slow. The Crit speaks up as well. Now they're just sniping the point and everything around it to make sure these kills happen. And very quickly, that's the cleanup they needed here. To wrap up round number 3, on we go to round number 4. nerdRage looking as strong as ever here. Quick rounds back to back to back to get this 3-point lead. 2 more to go for them to wrap this up early. Basku needs some signs of life. They need some incredible bombs, the likes of which we barely see in the first round. And they need arguably even better than that now.
Yes, they do, as they're only 20 minutes left, but it looks like there is some Critch Creek play in action right now. So on the side of Seed, so maybe that will change the dynamic a little bit, as both soldiers bombing in super deep, getting one rocket off, but not going to be enough to take down Seeds, as it looks like Martin over here in this lunchbox area just juking and dodging as the rest of his team try to defend him, but that is going to be enough for the nerdRage to back up. Even just momentarily, they recognize they do not have the positioning or player ad to continue this mid-fight. They are going to be spamming. They pop the crits. They do manage to pick up Slash. Really great job right there, but that is not really the key pick you want. They do manage to find one more on the Poison, but now Martin is in safe. He does have his Uber finally, but the bomb gonna be getting off the Uber Force. Really great job on the side of Navi to get that Uber Force right there, so they don't use as optimally as they would have liked to. The demo bomb on the side of Jan going in kind of deep, gonna be trying to pick out Nasboy right here. He does finally go down, but Force of Nature out from more Lexi. I did not even see that, but he gets 2 frags of his own. And that is going to be the bus crew back on their second, maybe even go into their last, depending on how quickly nerdRage want to mobilize here, Dom.
Yeah, looks like for Lexi. I mean, the guy who thought that this was a cookie from Australia is on the Force of Nature theory as well. Looks like that transferred over to more Lexi as well a little bit here. For now, I mean, it's getting them this far, to say the least. I don't know if that's necessarily to attribute to the Force of Nature being here or not, but I mean, that was just another case of us just being too slow on the move as well. They had to make the choice. Do we leave, wait for spawns? Do we go in with 4 with the Uber advantage? And they were just awkwardly stuck there, immediately getting bombed, and that's just how it should go as well with nerdRage playing accordingly. Here, Chris come through. Finally, a quick reaction on the bus. We get the bomb going towards Chris. Doesn't let it do anything at all. At least not by itself. However, Scout gets in. That's more actually cleans up Martin with that 2. Nice counteraction on the crits, but it's just not quite enough to get out of here, I don't think.
Yeah, and Gazzy on the babyface blaster, he does manage to pick on the hemp. He is now just MGEing Jan. Jan only had a bottle, so not really enough to do here. Gazzy in super deep. Now the rest of his team going to be backing him up. He does finally go down, as looks like the soldier's just being launched sky high as nerdRage try to get in onto his last point here. Oh, a nice air shot from Josh on the poison. Really great job from him. So that is going to be nerdRage now with a, going to be just backing up into this lobby area, not trying to rush this. They know they've got the time, they've got the rounds to work with, as it looks like they are now finally up on this creep tree, going to be using it out onto Nubby as they try and get onto Martin. Martin is safe and sound this time, as they, looks like Jan is going to be almost taken down from Nubby. Nubby in this left side area, just going to be, oh, the arrow just missed him. He might have stayed alive there. Hemp going to be taking down that kill, as it looks like everyone on the side of nerdRage just trying to flood in here, as everyone on the side of Busker just fighting for their lives, gazzing on this lower area, trying to get onto Jan. Looks like all the scouts of Hemp going to be losing that fight to Gazzy with, once again, on the babyface's blaster. Maybe adding a little bit of insult to injury right there with those wacky unlocks, but, you know, really great holdout on the side of the bus crew. Gonna be using their Ubers super aggressively here, trying to get onto Seeds. Seeds is out through this house area, as now they just need to cap up the second point and wait for the reaggression from nerdRage.
Alrighty, well, it's a chance at least here, but the crits is up and they need to be aware of that, right? They can't not be at this point, that there's a crit coming in. All of nerdRage is already taking opportunity to get in here. There's a crit being popped with Navi making space as well. Anything at all, the question is, and so far convincing no out of the side of Bascu. That is bombing through. Sure, one gives their life, but the combined powerful bomb by Poison and Warp together is enough to completely stop them in alley. Everyone's down for the county. One quick pipe by Yon onto Navi. It's gonna end their lives here convincingly in the favor of the bus crew, taking this fight back. A little more control to them finally here. And now they have a chance to keep this one going from here all the way to second, maybe last with the super advantage.
Yeah, that was a really great job on the side of the bus crew to get those picks up there. You know, Poison and Warp doing that soldier duo shenanigans, getting those frags right there. Maybe a little bit too much throwing, potentially, or experimenting per se on the side of nerdRage, as it looks like they are going to be using their Uber. That is the bus crew trying to get onto Seeds. They do manage to get him, as now they are just more Lexi right here defending this last point, but now Martin is in so deep. Can he stay alive? He is just juking, dodging on this lower area. He does manage to get out, surprisingly, so really great movement on the side of Martin to stay alive. However, there is still Josh in behind. I don't know if they know he's there. A well-timed bomb from him could spell disaster for the bus crew, but he's still here in this house area, it looks like. They do know that is going to be the wall shot. Really good job from Poison to get that pick up, or maybe it was warped, not quite sure, but they get the frag regardless. And that is going to be finally, I think for the first time in this game, nerdRage at their last. You know, Seeds once again on the Uber this time. Enough of that Crits Creek shenanigans. they are here to win this, Dom.
And immediately Gazi back to his main, back to Pyro, and goes for the man here as the Uber comes in left side attacker's perspective into last. Uber is just basically chasing them all throughout the last go, and they're not really getting much at all for the beginning there. Finally, it gets to the point they have to contest, and this is where the kills come in. They can't avoid this Uber forever. And in fact, they can't avoid it at all because it will crush them near point, and that's good enough for Bascu to take a round in this match.
Yes, that is the first round they've taken over both of these maps. Maybe you could attribute it to nerdRage running some wacky off classes, but this mid is their chance to show them that we might just be the better team. We might just get the comeback, the upset, as we come in onto this fifth mid actually. Gonna be looking out. Slash super low to start the mid. Maybe he ran over some stickies, not really the way you want to start it, but they do pick up Nubby, so that is the pick you want to see to try and get into this mid super early. Looks like they are pressuring all of nerdRage out onto this truck side area through Valley right now, trying to get onto Josh. Josh is super low at this truck side area. Gonna be taking down one. He does manage to finally go down, as it looks like everyone on nerdRage is just trying to go in through Valley right now. Oh, a nice air sticky dead on the Poison, gonna be denying his bomb. It looks like the Uber is used trying to get on the Martin. Martin just hasn't. He does use to save his scout and himself mostly. It looks like they are gonna try and run these nerdRage Ubers out of dodge. Actually, it looks like nerdRage is gonna be trying to fight in this lobby area. Martin goes down, and so does Slash. They baited them in with the superior positioning. Poison trying to be getting onto the medic. He gets one rocket, but that's not gonna be enough, as he does stay alive for a little bit, but he finally goes down. So what was looking like an okay mid for the side of Bascu just turns around into a scene we've played out a few times here, Dom.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate too. They had such good position at the earlier stages of the mid fight here, but nerdRage's DM just coming through and defeats them through the high ground anyway. A little bit of a funny heavy there in the forward spawn, but there's not much you can do when they're all aware of it. So Slash will spawn back to last stage on heavy. Probably a good choice here on the last point, I would imagine, but I don't know how much it's going to do. It has to do so much. Warp meets him early. He tries to maybe force Steve a little bit early, but that is happily popping into Warp as well. Take the kill and leave at that. Onto point it goes here, and there's no one close to block this. Maybe Yon drops down finally from the lab, but that's good clean up for Gazimore. Actually, now it's just a matter of wrapping up the rest of this fight on the camp itself to get the point in their favor.
Yes, so nerdRage saying, hey, if we run our classes, we can beat y'all. So once again, a very dominating round from them. That mid was a bit shaky at the beginning, but they turned it around. They showed why they are currently at the top scoreboard as we enter into the sixth and potentially last mid fight for both of these teams. Josh going super aggressive onto his lunchbox area, just be providing some spam, as it looks like nerdRage just be flying across the point. Looks like actually Bascu basically not even showing up to mid. Looks like Hemp was the only one who did. Maybe he didn't quite catch the memo. Maybe everyone else on the bus crew just decided to ignore it, as they are here on second, as the rest of nerdRage just in this alley area. A bomb in from behind is going to be from Poison. Does not manage to find anything much, as they are two down on the side of bus crew. So it looks like they are just going to be bullied out of this point. Or maybe no, they're going to commit to fighting it. Interesting enough, they use their Uber, but Mark's disconnected from anyone. He doesn't even manage to find Flash at Warp. He finally does, as Jan goes down, not getting that Flash that he desperately needed. The Uber finally coming out on the side of nerdRage, and this is almost certainly going to be curtains as they flood in here through the shutter area. Looks like the bus crew is going to be finding a few picks, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to try and hold this point, as they are now getting onto the point. So much cap time right now, it is just Jan up. That's not going to be enough, as they cap it up 5-1. Oh, my bad. I forgot this is ETF2L, and there is one more round at the very least. That is my burger brain. Sorry about that. Dom, what did you think about that round?
Well, I think it's not the last one, first of all. But other than that, I mean, yeah, nerdRage just basically defeated them just by showing up, right? Not much of a fight left in Bascu. I don't know if they have any more left in them after that as well. It's the final round potentially here. If nerdRage can wrap this one up victorious, they win the match here. They're fighting back a little bit. There's some presence on mid, unlike before. Gazi tries to sneak behind, very optimistically so, but stays alive for the longest time in the back here after going deep, trying to get in, and struggling with the seats on Soldier. That might not be the way to go.
No, probably not, as it looks like the bus crew are gonna manage to pick this up. Seeds is trying to escape. Unfortunately, he's not as good as escaping on Soldier as he is on Medic, as it looks like we are into a pause here. So at the very least, we know that the bus crew do not lose in the next 90 seconds. So that is a little bit of hope, maybe. You assume if they pause, that means that they do have maybe some hope or some.
I don't know how much hope Seeds and Soldier is exuding towards the bus crew right now, or if I would call it hope necessarily. Judging by pings, though, I don't see anything wrong here. The only one that is high is Slash, and the man is a little bit east on Russian compared to most Russians in ETF2L, so it's understandable that he has 100 ping. So I don't see anything out of the ordinary on the ping department. Maybe someone DCs out of nowhere might be the issue here. We'll see very soon once the pause resumes.
Yes, but the Seeds Soldier debut, maybe leaving a little bit left to be desired. Not winning his first mid, but it doesn't super matter. Josh on the Medic, staying alive, which is what you want from a Medic. But looks like this is gonna be a mid win for the side of nerdRage right here. So looks like they are gonna try and maybe expect to take them for them to take this through house area. Maybe try and cut off the escaping players from nerdRage as they leave through this alley area. But I don't know, do you think Bus Crew's got what it takes to beat this Seeds Soldier nonsense?
I would be optimistic, however, I just did the math here on the server info screen, and it is in fact Tempest that DC'd by the looks of it. So without a second scout, that might be a little bit more difficult, potentially. So that might be a bit of a roadblock here for the side of Bus Crew. I don't know, maybe they can be optimistic, take another round in this. I want to say there's maybe a chance here, certainly if nerdRage takes it easy, but at that point, I don't know if they would feel accomplished about it, I suppose.
That is true. Once the enemy team starts throwing and you get a round win, you don't feel as good as if they were just trying their all. But a round win is a round win at the end of the day. Maybe puts them a little bit closer to potentially tying it up when the round was paused out here. I believe there was about 10 minutes left on the clock, so it is doable. Rounds in 10-ish minutes is definitely possible if you're talking mid to last, which, if they continue with the Siege Soldier, it just might be, as they did win this first mid fairly convincingly, as, the rest of nerdRage just going to be backing out here. But I'm holding it out for the Bus Crew, man. I think they got what it takes. Maybe one too many off classes might spell a little bit of trouble for nerdRage.
Who knows? Who knows? Either way, it should be hopefully not taking too much longer here. But as I say this, Hempus is still not back. Who knows how long this takes? Norway internet maybe not what it is cracked up to be. I don't know. I don't know if Norwegian internet has a good reputation or not, actually. So I don't know if that's true at all.
Well, I'm pretty sure any country has a better internet than the U.S. Any European
That's not
country.
true. I'm German, and I know that's just not factually correct.
What? Oh my god.
German's infrastructure is awful.
What? I thought. Wow, I would have expected the opposite, to be honest. But yeah, maybe it is that Norwegian internet just biting Hempus in the butt. But it looks like it was resolved as we do go live here. Finally, once again, they are going to be capping up this midpoint. That's going to be the Bus Crew as they try and use. Looks like they peeked this house area onto bridge, but just going to slow things down. It's going to be this, and then anti-bomb for poison. There is still a person in the back lines. That is going to be Gazzy on the scout, just being a little problem, a little pest for the guys on Bus Crew to deal with. Nubby is going to be taking down Hemp, who I guess DC'd there in that Uber exchange, which is so unfortunate for the side of Bus Crew. Or no, maybe, no, yeah, I guess that is, oh yeah, that is, might be where it happened, but he's going to be out from that Uber as he is going to be still rejoining, at least from where we are in. There is another, no, that is my that is me just like, I thought there was another pause there. That is my bad. As everyone on the bus crew just mulching on the side of nerdRage. As a, looks like they are going to be trying to cap up onto the second point. Gazzy's...
What if Hampus was the problem all along? Obviously joking here, but still, hey, if it works, it works, I suppose. Gazzy down in the back as well, Navi hiding there in the lobby area on Spy. No one spotted him yet, just crouching in the corner. Good enough to take Poison out with that one as well. Maybe enough for them to force them out of last for now as well. This is what a pause happened, I assume, as well here. Looks like, however, Hampus took another few seconds to actually connect. So we'll see him very soon. They just didn't want to pause any longer, I assume. Well, with the score and the time limit as it is, maybe it's understandable to not want to sit there pausing too much longer when the writing's on the wall here. But hey, they want to get some funny rounds on the board here if they can. However, with only 5 in this Uber, they don't have the firepower. Make it 4 actually. Poison only now back to last. Gets the first kill here of this push really. Can't get much more unfortunately though, as the push out is slowly but surely starting to the left side here. Gazzy staying on Pyro and just flaming down Slash. Still some people around last. Martin Gon trying to sneak up behind, but they are well aware of that.
Yes, they are, as they go back and clean him up. Right now, just going to be a kind of domination on the side of nerdRage, getting that last hold. Once again, Pyro is still out on the side of Gazzy. I've heard he's got a affiliation or affliction. This Pyro class looks like Warp is in the Batman spot, just going to be spamming down on the Uber player, so that doesn't pad his logs. Unfortunate, but that is going to be the rest of the bus crew just trying to escape from the menace that is the Pyro. It's going to be, unfortunately, Poison going down to a well-placed rocket from Nubby, because I think he tried to rocket jump, so he kills himself instead. Looks like, oh my god, Martin going to be hiding. He does try and go for the head. Oh my god, he gets Nubby! So, padding his stats, that is good. Maybe that doesn't cure the victory, but that's just some sense of satisfaction for that man right there.
Nubby also off the server as well. I guess it's an even fight now.
Potentially is an even fight.
But wait, Hampus is back while Nubby is gone.
Oh
no.
This is the big brain play. This is the play that they have been going for. Yeah, the long con. The bait.
Paid the 5v6 on their part, not on your own. It's a long game here, but unfortunately it didn't work. Navi quickly back on the server realizes, well, maybe we should be finishing this with 6 each and not 5 versus 6 as it goes. And Gabby in the skybox jumped in on Pyro right behind the medic. Last few bit of flame damage here will put Martin out as well, if not the rocket by Seeds actually in the end. Second cap not quite done yet. There's still a scout on the back here, but so are there soldiers, and that might not be a pretty fight to take here. Everyone's just all around the second point here. Somehow that jungle sees them. I don't even know what's happening anymore, but looks like slowly but surely the bus is being whittled down to the last players, and nerdRage will take the second point under their control.
Yes, it is now just Martin and Hemp alive. Now Gian on the respawn wave along with Poison, just going to try and defend from this inevitable nerdRage. Looks like they are going to be trying to peek this left main area as the bomb in from Seeds around onto the scout. Interesting bomb target, but I cannot question the man. A nice fight from more Lexi onto Slash, picking up that demo roll pretty well, as it looks like they are trying to get in here. Nubby with a bomb, making some space for his team. The Uber does come out. They do manage to flag the demo, so he's going to stay alive and not be dropped. Warped, unfortunately, falling. It is now just Martin. Oh no, it is not just Martin. It's now just Poison. Slash on the respawn wave, trying to help out his scout buddy. He does get onto the point, but that is not going to be enough. And now that is 6-1 GG's in a very dominating, even if a bit jokey win for the side of nerdRage there.
Yeah, well deserved 6 points all to nerdRage at the end. Sure, they had the fun by the end of it, but I guess you gotta keep yourself entertained as well, as much as it might be BM to some. If you're this good, you can afford to do that. That's pretty much the bottom line here, and they certainly are that good. Unfortunately, the basket will go home with nothing out of this match here as well. nerdRage back up top the tables here for the last week of contention before players at 27 points, 6 points lead to Feint, who can't get first anymore either with that. Officially now they can at best tie. And at that point, we'd actually get into the funny position here where round scores have to decide first place. So really, all nerdRage has to do next week is get 1 point bare minimum. Sounds very doable, I would imagine. And yeah.
It's a really great job here. Maybe gonna take a look at the logs, maybe glean some information from them. Just
I
gonna
don't
be.
know if there's much to see here other than Seeds now having very inflated DPM on the medic stats in the future.
That is true. Seeds hitting that 65 DPM as medic. You love to see it. It looks like he did get 2 kills as medic, so put in work and the medicinal man. Regardless, your top damager is going to be Nubby. Maybe the only person who did not meme off class right there, getting almost 300. But with such a big disparity in the scores, it is. And so much off-classing, it like you said, it is kind of a bit hard to really see any real new or insightful information from this match here.
Wow, I learned something new out of this one, namely that Logs calls the fast and slow scattergun, whatever it's called again. Logs here calls it Pep Broader Blaster. So we learned something new today, if not anything else. What we can also learn, not from the logs, but just in general, is that there's 4 more matches left to be played here. One last week's 6 match that is delayed to next week on Wednesday. That is the French Showdown. 11 Frenchies and Eames will enter, and only one. Well, actually, they could tie. Never mind. Not one can be victorious, but you know what I mean. They're fighting it out for very relevant points for playoffs. That is, however, the last match for Electro. They do not play week 7. They would have played the Dead Team, Coffin Clan, in the last week, so they get a default basically in the last week here. So this is the last points for Aura Electro to get before playoffs. They really need all they can get out of this one to get to playoffs here. After nerdRage and Feint, it's a really, really close field. Top 5 at 14, Aura Electro at 13, and Global Clan Gada after the match last week, both at 12 each. So all of those could make playoffs with a good win in the last week here. And it's going to be an interesting race towards the finish here for the last 2 places into playoffs behind Feint and nerdRage, who have secured their spot pretty much already. I think there's no way for them not to make it anymore. Pretty much. So yeah, place 3 and 4 need to still be decided between those few teams here. Basque will have the benefit of just being able to sit up home, like the viewers here at home, eat the popcorn and see everyone else make it out into the last few games here and fight it out between each other.
Yes, Buskrew in that position, unfortunately, but maybe they could play Kingmaker to Global Clan EU at least. Maybe if they catch that dub, they can solidly deny Global Clan EU a chance from hitting that playoff spot. So they still got maybe a bit of work to do, a bit of action, maybe a bit of strings to pull in the back line. Crush some people's dreams, make some people's dreams.
That's the fun position to be in sometimes. Sometimes a team can't make it in any division for that matter, but can still ruin someone else's playoff chances just barely. So we'll see how that goes down. That's going to be next week, starting, I believe, Wednesday is currently the soonest games here on Team Fortress TV for ETF2L action. So we'll catch you guys next time. See you then.
See ya.